Going on, Jerome's Minnesota Vikings got another win on Sunday in overtime, 30-27 over the Crooked Chicago Bears. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. We need to talk about the hat. All right, so no hat, no vests, just wearing like one of the long john material that you had from your pajamas as a kid, or thermal layers if you're going hunting. Anyways, I don't think Kevin O'Connell hunts. Anyways, he hunts W's. Anyways, Kevin O'Connell addressed the local media jackals on Monday after the Vikings win and said some stuff and things. So here we go. First off, proud of how the team responded in the face of some adversity against the Bears. 3 road wins, and also talked about how the Vikings got back on track and racked up 4 wins in a row after dropping 2 games in 5 days after winning 5 in a row. So back on the horse. Now is excited to get back. Historic U.S. Bank Stadium, nice little home stretch. Arizona Cardinals coming on up. Also, injury updates. No updates on left tackle Cam Robinson, foot. Ivan Pace Jr. hamstring, as well as apparently Kerryon, my Jayward son, got dinged up as well. He is pretty confident in Cam's ability to work through, so that is a good sign. Quisenberry was aight yesterday, but... yeah, and also he confirmed that it is the same foot that Robinson had some issues with a couple weeks ago, but still was able to play through. So hopefully he'll be good to go for Sunday. Talked about how Justin Jefferson, he's the most competitive person that he's ever met. And, JJ, 2 for 27, drew a couple big time penalties, as well as drew double and triple teams, and it opened up everything for everyone else. And sometimes, the Bears, they didn't even play to win. They just played to stop Justin Jefferson. That's what happens, man. Happy Aaron Jones being able to get over 100 yards, even with the fumble early on. Addison breakout game. He said that it's something that's been often, and if Addison didn't have cramps at the end of the Titans game, that could have been it as well. But he respects the way that J.A.'s prepared, and also he's had that look dialed in. Feed 3. Also, massively impressive. Knows what he is in the knows his role in the offense, and has a chance to make big time explosive days. Also, explosive plays. Also, loved Hawkinson's productive day, really getting him back into the flow of things on offense. 7 for a season high, $114. Division games, they're tough even on the road, and the Vikings, they dug themselves a hole early, 2 X's right away, not coming away with points inside the 1. Come on, as well as turnovers. But he's happy how they recaptured the game and then recovered after losing momentum. And he talked about how the crowd had been pretty quiet all day until the Bears scored those 11 points in 25 seconds, and all of a sudden, all the momentum was going the Bears' way. But you have to respect the way that this team responded, because the Bears won the toss, the defense had been gassed, and then all of a sudden, John Grenard beats a double team and sacks Caleb Williams and forces them into a 3-and-out, and then the offense marches down and kicks the game-winning field goal. That's character. That's how to respond right there. Love to see that, man. Also, talk about how we tried to build an offense that can travel and deal with the crowd, deal with the elements, being able to run the ball, being able to distribute the football, and really able to set the tone up front. And I was really happy how the interior offensive line played yesterday, especially in the run game. Also, the elements of the offense, which can really turn the screws to defenses, getting the ball out quick, which is something that Darnold's gotten better at. Also able to go tempo when you catch them in a personnel mismatch. Plus, they could have been cleaner on offense, full 60 minutes, but overall he was pretty happy with the product yesterday. Also, the team overcoming injuries and adversity. They've had a myriad of injuries this year, as well as some tough times in the game, whether it's by their own hand or not. They've been able to overcome more often than not. And all the cliches, just looking to improve, progress, stack good days as the season winds down. And Daniel Jones. So he said he couldn't comment on the matter, but talked about how he's got a ton of respect for him as a player and as a person, going back to the 2019 draft evaluation. But so Kevin O'Connell, body language wise, also he had a little bit of a smirk. You could tell, the Vikings are in. I do think that Daniel Jones makes sense, because it costs the Vikings, I think I saw the numbers, $375 for the rest of the season prorated, and I mean, he's a clear improvement as QB3. Maybe not over Nick Mullins at this point since Mullins been in the offense, but Jones, he can sit, he can learn. Kevin O'Connell's done wonders with quarterback projects. Look at what he's done with Sling and Sam Darnold. And it's never a bad idea to have a decent quarterback project in the pipeline. Man, it's just the truth, man. Jefferson, Bears sold out to stop him. Jefferson fully understands that, and that's one of the reasons why everyone else was able to get open, and Jefferson's expressed that in his own words. But Kevin O'Connell loves the way that 18 leads, handles himself week to week, and just wants to go 1-0. It isn't about stats. It isn't about numbers. It isn't about getting the ball. It's about winning, right? And Jefferson understands, like, hey, I do my job so that I absorb 2 or 3 defenders, and then all of a sudden everyone else gets open. We'll take that. That will be a win. Also, it's important for Kevin O'Connell to understand that Jefferson knows that he's impactful, and I think that he does get it. Plus, it's tough to balance, Jefferson eating and trying to force it like Jacksonville versus everyone else, which I think O'Connell and Darnold have done a good job over the last couple of games of getting everyone else involved. Where Addison, Hawkinson 8 receiving. Jones did yesterday on the ground, as well as Darnold found 9 different receivers in the Tennessee game. So everyone is eating with Jefferson. Also, interesting. So the Jefferson coverage plan, where he's getting bracketed, he's getting cornerback 1, he's getting triple teams. He also mentioned that something interesting, where not only do you get lighter boxes against a run, but generally you have less chance of pressure, since they're generally going to be sending 4. And if you're able to, your offensive line is able to get a stalemate there, Darnold's going to have a lot of time. And even though multiple defenders are on Jefferson, like, everything else is going to be sparse back there. So it's an interesting way to look at it. Also, Nick Mullins came in cold twice, once against the Jets, once against the Bears, on third down and just slinging it, throwing to Aaron Jones. You joked about how there's more targets than just Aaron Jones, but that's what you need to be. And I think that Mullins' moxie, we joke about, is like, so anyways, I started blasting. But with Mullins, like, can he competently operate the offense, knocking down all the wood if something happens to Darnold? Hopefully not. Yes, I think that he could, right? Is it going to be high variance? You bet your sweet ass it's going to be, but it's not like a dink and dunk backup quarterback, just like sort of caretaker. But no, Mullins going to sling it, right? And Darnold, explosive plays, but also no threat of turnovers. And that's really the sweet spot where Darnold can do a lot of damage to the other team, not just to the Vikings. Also, Grenard, how every play matters, got himself 2 sacks, including the game changer in overtime. All heart, all hustle. And Caleb Williams, shout out to him. He had extensive post-game chat with him. Great player. He's going to be really good in this league. Difficult to get down, and the Vikings do have another mobile quarterback coming in on Sunday in Kyler Murray, so that's something that the defense is going to have to shore up. Lastly, talked about how Dalton Risner, who started the last 2 games at right guard, played well. Overall, loved the team's interior style of play. He gave a game ball to the entire offensive line by way of Brian O'Neill yesterday. Really happy with how the team played up front, especially in the run game. And Risner, like, stats-wise, like, hasn't been great in terms of the analytics, but he had a ton of praise for Risner, and I don't think that we're going to be going back to Ed Ingram at any point unless Risner falters. So should be good to go in that regard. But that's it. That's at Vikings Victory Monday press conference for head coach Kevin O'Connell. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, his thoughts. You know what to do. Skol, production value.